Hi, welcome to your next unit. This is 4.0, Solving Multi-Step Equations. Our vocabulary today is the word like terms. Like terms are terms that contain the same variables with corresponding variables having the same exponent. Some examples of like terms: 3x and 4x. We would call these like terms because they have the same variable, and both of these terms have the same exponent, 1. Another example of like terms could be 2y squared and 3y squared. Both of these terms have a variable that's the same, and they also have the exponent that's the same. Notice that the coefficient does not have to be the same. So to be like terms, you have to have the same variable and the same exponent. Today we're going to spend time on solving equations. Eventually we'll get to multi-step equations, but let's just go ahead and review what we know. So in this equation here, we're trying to figure out what x is. Your goal is to always get the variable by itself. So let's go ahead. We know that x plus 6 equals 10. If we're trying to get x by itself, the first thing we can do is take away 6 from both sides. This is positive 6 and negative 6, so these two cancel. And now what I have left is x equals 10 minus 6, I know is 4. Now let's go ahead and check that. I'm going to check to the right. So my equation was x plus 6 equals 10, and I'm going to plug in my value for x, which was 4, plus 6 equals 10. 4 plus 6 is 10, and yes, we've got it. Okay, here's our first multi-step equation. Okay, let's go ahead and get started on solving this one. This is going to be a multi-step equation. So what I've got here is 3x plus 10 equals 40. Now I know my end goal is going to be getting x by itself. So the first thing I'll do is take 10 away from both sides. So now what I'm left with, these two cancel. The only thing left on this side of the equation is 3x. On the other side, I have 40 minus 10, which is 30. I need to divide by 3 on both sides to get x by itself. X equals 10. Now I just realized you might not remember why I just divided by 3. The reason I would divide by 3 here is because this operation is multiplication. To get rid of this 3 coefficient, I have to do the opposite of what's happening here. So I would divide by 3 on both sides, because whatever I do on one side of an equation, I have to do on the other. So those two cancel, and now all I'm left with is x equals 10. Remember, you come over and check it. My equation was 3x plus 10 equals 40. And then you plug in your value for x. So this is now 3 times 10 plus 10 equals 40. Make sure you follow GEMS. G, grouping, no groups. E, exponents, no exponents. M, multiplication and division. Yep, that's going on right here. 30 plus 10 equals 40. 30, wait a second. This is 40 equals 40. Correct. Okay, here's our next example. This is our third example on this video. Now this is the first time that like terms are coming into play. As you might have noticed, 4x and 5x are called the like terms. So what we're going to do here is combine those like terms. 4x plus 5x is 9x. The way I got that is that I added the two coefficients and then kept the variable. So this becomes 9x plus 10 equals 91. Take away 10 now, take away 10 now, because my end goal is to get x by itself. So now I have 9x equals 81. Divide by 9, divide by 9, x equals 9. Let's check that out. So I've got 4x plus 5x plus 10 equals 91. and then plug in your value. So you told me that x is now 9. Plus 10 equals 91. Okay? G for gems. No grouping. E exponents. No exponents. M for multiplication and division. Yes. 36. 45. Okay? So now I'm just going to add those together. 36 plus 45 is 81. Plus 10. 81 plus 10 is 91. 91 equals 91? Yes, it does. Good job. Okay, your fourth example. I still see like terms. However, they're on the other side. So, we need to combine like terms. The way we do that is by combining these x's. So this is going to be a little bit different, but I want you to watch closely. I'm going to take away 6x. This 6x minus this 6x gets them to cancel. Whatever I do on one side, I have to do to the other, and I do it with the like terms. So now I have 2x plus 12 equals 14. Now that looks like something we can handle. We're still trying to get x by itself. Take away, I end up with 14 minus 12 is 2. Do the opposite of multiplication, which is division. Cancel. X equals 1. Okay, let's check our work. 8x plus 12 equals 6x plus 14. Plug in your value. You told me it's 1. 8 times 1 plus 12 equals 6 times 1 plus 14. G, no grouping. E, no exponents. M, multiply and divide. I do have that going on. So 8 times 1 equals 6 times 1 plus 14. Last step on both sides, I get 20. I get 20. So I'm just checking it over here. Yes, check 20 equals 20, so I have the right answer. X must equal 1. Okay, we're going to make it just a little more complicated for your last example. So first, you got to deal with those grouping gems. So we're going to distribute this 3 that's outside the parentheses to both parts before I do anything else. So 3 times 4 is 12. Keep the x. 3 times 4 is 12. So on this side now I have 12x minus 12 equals 4 times 2 is 8, and keep the x. 4 times 5 is 20. So now it looks more like what we did last time. Remember, we want to combine like terms, so I'm going to subtract 8x from both sides. These two cancel. 12 minus 8 is 4. X minus 12 equals 20. I add 12 on both sides so I can get that x by itself eventually. 4x equals 32. Divide by 4. Divide by 4. X equals 8. Okay, I know I'm going fast. You can watch it again and practice this. You should go back and pause the problems and try them on your own. Let's go ahead and... Okay, on this last one, go ahead and write down on your paper by plugging in the 8 so that you can see that 8 is the value that works here. X equals 8. Okay, this is your last flip video for this, this is your first flip video for this unit. If you didn't get it, remember that this is just the beginning. And I just wanted to show you more examples. Last time you guys told me on your videos that you wanted more examples. So that's why there's 5 examples. We'll keep working on this in class tomorrow. Very nice job.